What's going on, 49er faithful? We got some breaking news from the San Francisco 49ers. That's right, sound the alarm. We got some breaking news. There has been some changes in the building. The 49ers, breaking news. They already just made the announcement that they're going to have an offensive coordinator. That's right. We got whim of it when Kyle Shanahan kind of spoke on it. Offensive coordinator Clay Kubiak has been promoted to offensive coordinator. Interesting, right? Interesting. All right, now, not interesting. I kind of expected it. He was kind of calling plays last year, so this is something that we already knew was happening, but now it's been made official. Here's what's interesting. On top of Clay Kubiak being promoted to offensive coordinator, we got another promotion of Mick Lombardi now becoming the quarterback's coach. So there's some changes going on in San Francisco. Shout out to all the members of the Breezy Bunch crew. I see you guys out there. Appreciate you guys tuning in. That's right. That means Brian Griese is no longer the quarterback's coach. He's no longer the quarterback's coach. So we got some crazy coaching changes going on in San Francisco 49ers. And it's only going to get crazier and crazier. But you know what? You got to give Kyle Shanahan a round of applause. He is getting his staff in order. This is why he's not attending the NFL Combine. I can tell you that right now. Now, let's take a look at these changes. Shout out to Jax Knox. She's been a member for 22 months. 2 more months from now, you will officially... Can you guys hear me? You will officially... Hello? I'm not. I'm live right now. I'm live. All right. So we got this crazy thing. Everybody's flipping out about Brian Griese being gone. This is a good thing, though. This could be. What if Brian Griese was holding back a little bit? Like, I'm curious to see if Brian Griese was holding back just a little bit from. I don't know. Brian Griese did, to be fair, Brian Griese did go and I believe he was going to interview for someone. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think he went to go interview for a team or he declined it or whatever. I don't know. But there's some crazy changes going on right now. All right. So I like what's going on. I'm all about change as long as there's a plan in place. Okay, as long as there's a plan in place. The plan in place right now, we already know is we got Mick Lombardi as the quarterback's coach. We got Clay Kubiak as the offensive coordinator. So Kyle, right before our eyes, is starting to do some things that's a little bit different. And here goes some of the new changes that we're going to see with the San Francisco 49ers, all right? So I'll read the names. Co Anderson, assistant special teams coach. Ronald Blair III. Is that our Ronald Blair? Is that the Ronald Blair that we drafted? You know what I mean? Is that the Ronald Blair that we drafted? It's crazy. I love it. Special teams quality control coach Gus Bradley, assistant head coach of the defense. Assistant head coach of the defense, Ray Brown, defensive back, cornerbacks coach. We talked about that. Chris Forster, assistant head coach. Chris Forster, assistant head coach, offensive line, Joe Graves. All right, sounds like Chris Forster got a little promotion too because now he's assistant head coach. All right, Chris. Let's give my man Chris a round of applause. You know what I mean? Let's give him a round of applause. All right, Joe Graves, assistant, offensive assistant and quarterbacks coach. All right, so that's going to be the offensive assistant quarterbacks coach. Patrick, is it Hagedorn or Hagedorn, chief of staff, football. Leonard Hankerson, we know who he is, wide receivers coach, pass game specialist, so he's still the wide receivers coach. All right, cool. Andrew Hayes Stoker, we know about him, assistant, offensive assistant, wide receivers coach. Clay Kubiak, offensive coordinator. Congratulations to Clay, you deserve it. Mick Lombardi, quarterbacks coach. Jake Lynch, son of John Lynch, is now the defensive quality control. Let's go. All right, Jake. Jake from State Farm is in the building. Let's go. Let's go. I'm loving it. Defensive quality control coach, Gray Scruggs. Assistant defensive line, Jacob Webster. Offensive quality control coach. All right, so anybody you see with an asterisk next to their name means that they have gotten a new title for the 2025. Now, I got people asking me questions. I see this. What about KJ Wright? What's going on with KJ Wright? I don't know. Listen, we got a new defensive coordinator, and Robert Saleh gets to pretty much control this defense. I don't know what's going on with KJ Wright. It doesn't look like he's going to be there. It does look like that was. Now, we did have 2 defensive quality control coaches, if I'm not mistaken. These are all the new coaches that have, or guys that have been upgraded. All right. I don't know if KJ Wright is still on there, or if Jake Lynch is going to be replacing KJ Wright. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Shout out to Peachy. She's been a member as well. 23 months. Got Jax for 22 months. Peachy for 23 months. She says, this is insane. What the hell is really going on? They are getting their staff right. They're getting their staff right. We got a super chat contribution from Jax Knox. Will Kyle still call plays, or will it be Clay? That's an interesting question. I don't know. Kyle already said that he was going to make, remember back in the end of the year presser, and Kyle said that he was going to make Clay Kubiak. He announced that Clay Kubiak was the offensive coordinator. You guys remember that? But he said, I'll still be calling the plays. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, Jax. Now, that doesn't mean that Kyle's not going to have somebody in the room that he can't bounce the plays off with. You know what I mean? But I do believe Clay is going to Kyle's probably going to design stuff. Clay's going to call it. How about that? Kyle design. Maybe that's what we get. We got the Clay designer, or vice versa. Maybe Clay designs the plays and Kyle calls the plays. I don't know. Oscar says more minds, the better. More great minds, the better. More great minds, the better. Now, the big question is, with the quarterbacks coach changing, will this affect Brock Purdy? That's the question. That's the $1 million question. Will this affect Brock Purdy? Now, we don't know. I can't answer that question. I have no idea if it's going to affect Brock Purdy. I don't know. But we did see Brock Purdy's numbers go down. You can attest to whatever. Offensive line, you name it. You could attest to him not having his weapons out there. So many different things. Could it have been partly the quarterback's coach? Is Kyle looking to go into a different direction in developing Brock Purdy? Did Brian Griese pull or get Brock Purdy to a point, and we're looking to make moves to get Brock Purdy to another point? There's so many different ways to look at it. I try to look at it optimistically from a good way. So don't look at it as it being so bad, but this is what's going down. The Niners are making changes to their staff, and the Niners are looking to be back in the building when it comes to Super Bowl, the next Super Bowl. I can tell you right now, they are setting up a Super Bowl winning staff to host the Super Bowl so that their team can come out there and close the mother freaking deal. Jax, thank you for gifting the membership as well. Shout out to Jax. If you got gifted the membership, please let me know who you are so I can definitely give you a shout out to the new member. All right, couple of questions. Peachy, you're about to pay your quarterback $60 million and you change his coach. I don't think it's that big of a deal, personally. But that's just me. I don't think it's a big. You didn't change the play caller. You didn't change the play designer. You didn't change any of that. You about to pay a guy $60 million. He better be able to coach everybody else out there. If I'm paying somebody $60 million, they better be able to coach the coach. You get what I'm saying? So maybe to each their own. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal with the coaching change. Plus, Mick Lombardi has been in the system for long, and it's just his time. Maybe Brian Griese, we'll hear a story where Brian Griese was just ready to step away. What if that's the issue? What if Brian Griese was ready to step down and move on to a different height? He's been teetering, leaving football for the past 2 years. So let's not act like this is brand new. But what if that's the situation? Then what? We had to replace him. We replaced him with a guy in-house. Eddie G and the B-Dogs, what's going on, baby? 24 months, man, out there holding it down. What up, faithful? Big changes. I'm ready for it. Again, this can come back to haunting the Niners. This might help the Niners get over the hump. We will never know until we get out there and we see how it pans out. These are coaches. I'm going to trust the main guy in charge. That's Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is 100% in charge of his coaches. He's the one that brings his coaches in. As far as the personnel and the staff in the front office, that's a whole different conversation. But this is all Kyle Shanahan's doing. And, I see Niner Faithful says Greasy helped with development of Purdy. Let's just have a quick side conversation. Nigel, welcome back to the Breezy Bunch crew, man. Appreciate it. Shout out to Jax for the gift. Let's just have this conversation. Everybody in life goes through a period where, they got to switch up their teachers. Sometimes the student outgrows the teachers. You guys, I know by far, are Star Wars fanatics. I already know. And maybe Brock learned as much as he can do, or much as learn as he can get from Brian Griese. I really feel like maybe, and I agree that Griese helped develop Brock. But now, who can get Brock to the next level? What if Griese is just a developmental guy? Now we need somebody that could come in and challenge Brock mentally, whatever, physically. I don't know. I know Griese didn't help Brock playing them bad weather games. But at the end of the day, this, like you guys said, like Peachy said, this could be it could mess up the continuity. It could throw continuity. It could mess things up. But I'm gonna go out on the limb and I'm gonna trust the organization. I'm gonna trust Kyle Shanahan until it doesn't work. And then if it doesn't work, we can come back to this conversation and be like, hey, But that's just what I'm thinking. That's my thought, my processing. You guys are free to think however you want. It's free your mind and the rest will follow. If you feel like this is going to be bad for Brock Purdy, let me know. If you feel like it's going to be a different change or a different growth or good, let me know. Either way, we both can be right or we both can be wrong. So I'm excited because we're seeing changing. And I think we have been in this state of mind, coaching. Jax asked about what Kyle call plays. Yeah, I think Kyle's still going to overall call the plays, but I think he's going to release some of the stress on his mind, on his offensive coordinator. I think that's what this is all about. I really do. I think now Kyle does better when he has somebody he can trust. I think this is how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at Kyle Shanahan. And I see people out there saying Lombardi ain't it. He might not be it. We won't know until you get what I'm saying. We won't know. But if you feel like he's not it, that's cool. But all I'm saying is Kyle got his defensive coordinator back. Kyle no longer has to spend time with the defense, right? Now Kyle could go with his friend Clay Kubiak, all right, and they can build and work on the offense. He trusts Robert Saleh to hold the defense down. That's why he was adamant about getting them back here. We get a special teams because we asked for a new special. Let me just say this. We asked for a new special teams coach. We got it. We asked for a new defensive coordinator. We got it. We didn't ask for a new quarterbacks coach, but Kyle is continuing to make moves to make this staff a winning football staff. All changes aren't going to work. And sometimes changes are going to take growing pains. But I tell you what, I'm here for it. Breaking news, Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers, upgraded the coaching staff or updated the coaching staff. As you can see, we got promotions going on. Congratulations again to Clay Kubiak. All right, congratulations to Clay Kubiak. Congratulations to Clay Kubiak and Mick Lombardi on their promotions, as well as Chris Forster. I feel like he's upgraded to assistant head coach. I think that's pretty damn good, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, as far as KJ Wright, to be continued. If you guys get the news while we're still here talking, it is what it is. I'm glad we got Gus Bradley in here. This is good. This is good. We were waiting for the announcement of the coaching staff. We were waiting, and we got it. All right, we got it. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button, man. If you're new to the channel, first time watching, please click on that subscribe button. If you want to support the channel, you can do it in many ways, but just become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew. I would truly appreciate it. I'll be back a little bit later on tonight. I'm looking to do a show with my man Mose. We're going to bring him on the Wayne Breezy show tonight. 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So be locked and loaded and ready to go. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I can't wait to hear his reaction on the new news and the changes to the coaching staff as well. Until the next time, keep it faithful to the mother-loving Bay. We out this joint. Peace.